Hello, YouTube. Hello, everyone. Hello, the world. I hope everybody's doing good. Um, I'm not doing exactly very good. I have a very strange condition here called bronchitis, and it's very painful. It pinches your nerves somehow, and it makes your life a bit miserable. But anyways, so I've decided I was gonna make another tutorial today. Um, there's something that I've been very puzzled about lately, and it's something I would like to find out and test. It's about curtain walls. How does Freecad handles curtain wall? How do you create a curtain wall in Freecad? And so I've pulled up some pictures. Uh, so these are some curtain walls examples, and so I'm particularly curious to see um, what is possible in terms of how do you create, from very generic point of view, how do you create curtain walls in FreeCAD, and then also extend that idea further into maybe in the future seeing how you can create some parametric stuff. So not anything complex for now. Just something simple to get started with. So I'm gonna open FreeCAD here. uh Probably going to open this project again. Let's see. um Maybe we're gonna pretend that we want to um model this and change this. um oh, by the way, as you can see, I'm starting to I'm gonna start to display my Python console. I've been trying to learn Python lately, and so I'm just getting in the habit to train myself to appreciate this kind of language, this kind of stuff. So I hope that in the future, maybe I can also program FreeCAD and improve it some kind of way, because Python is very interesting. It's gonna take some time, but so let's see. Um, I want to give it a bit of context, so let's go to the architecture and maybe go to top plane, floor plane. Um, so what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna create a folder, create a group, rename that. This is gonna be the structural roof. Uh, Roof. And all this jazz, except the construction. I'm gonna dump it in there. Okay. Alright, so what do I want to do now? I want to probably extract this surface onto the ground as well. So I have a footprint. Um, so I can let's actually just copy that. Select this face and put the working plane on it like this. And then I can just drag. Okay. just like that. Now I don't exactly know how far the ground is, so I'm going to measure 3 meters. 3 meters length. Oh, that was 3 plus 3, 6. Okay. I think that's what it was. Let's find out. Top plane. Okay. Top view. View orthographic. I want this option on, that's good. Um, okay. Alright, so that's my working plane, so bring back the roof now. So let's assume that there was a wall on this side and a wall on this side. So hide this. Top. Okay, so draw a line here. And draw a line here. Let's make these walls. Height. Where are you hiding? 6. Or 5.8. Left, right, justify. Okay, so we have a interesting space that we can now attempt to put a wall there. We cut some walls. So let's see. I want a curtain wall that's gonna be inside this space. So now, what do? I select this face and put the working plane on there. And so this is where I can begin testing now. So I can say, okay, I want a curtain wall. The initial immediate reaction that's going to come to mind would be to do something like this. Um, you know, the first basic shape is say a rectangle of some sort. So the good thing about this is that we can play with the columns here. Let me make this a bit transparent. 80. Okay, so those are going to be the subdivisions. This is maybe how you would control the subdivisions, um, but then what? How do you create the mullions and all that stuff? Hmm. Let's see. So this is why I have to ask Freecad, how would you do that? How would you, if I had a curtain wall that I had to draw, how would you do that? Uh, so this is how I'll figure out the, the divisions. But this does not give me any control on the divisions as in I want to get inside. So I'm thinking, or maybe this is not exactly the best idea. Maybe one idea could be, let's go to the top like this. Could be to actually use the wall tool and use windows. Okay, this line, create a wall. Because then this allows us to to control the length. So why the wall? Because the line allows us to control the length at any time. So let me also create a copy of a clone of this line on the side. Okay, so if I modify this line, okay, that's good. Okay, so you give me a wall, you a wall, and you a wall as well. So this wall, obviously, I'm gonna make you 6 feet tall. So this is what allows me to control the height. Actually, five, 8. No, 5, 8, like this, and also I have the ability to control the alignment by using the wall tool, like this. Now the curtain wall is probably a little bit more thinner, so it's gonna be, um, let's see, it's gonna be probably what? Let's see, um, 0502, no, 04. Let's actually, 12 millimeters. The mullion is 13 centimeters. Um, okay. So I'm not very good at conversions, but one thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna try to trick Freecad. So I'm gonna go. I know what some mullions in inches are because I've worked in inches before. So I'm going to go to the preference and units. Change that to imperial. US feet. Apply. Okay. So it's good thing here. Everything changed. So top view, and I'm going to do this. Change that to 2 inch by 2 inch. Okay, those are very tiny mullions. So now I can convert this back to reference and go back to building euro centimeter. I was in meters. This one, apply. Okay. So now I can measure this and find out 49 millimeters. So this is 50. So I can make this 50 millimeter or 60. Let's go with 60. Okay, delete this. Okay, so now that we have this wall, makes this would be probably the transparent. So now what I do is this is gonna be the mullion itself. So now what I have to do now is actually go in and draw the windows. So I'm gonna go to sketch, 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 sketch. Where are you? Create new sketch. Okay, so this is where we give it some parametricness. So now we have the ability to select. I don't want to select, I don't want to use these walls as constraints, but I want to use the edges of the curtain wall itself. So I'm going to go back here. Now I can select this and this and this and that. Okay, good. So now what do I do? That means that now I can draw my initial rectangle. Okay. So the second thing is that you can draw the internal rectangle. Now I make this 60. $60 million. Okay. See, that's not what I want. I want the line to just select. So I'm gonna have to delete this, close this, and hide that. Go back into the sketch and do this. Okay. All right. Constrain that as well. 60. Oh boy, I have to redo all of it again because something's wrong with that sketch. Okay, so select that sketch, do new sketch, flat face, no intruders. Okay, now we're good. Do this. I want the edges. Okay, close. So that means that if I want to control the height, let's say the height, I want this to go to 7. My sketch updates, good. Okay, now I want to control the length. It's 10.6. My sketch updates, good. Okay, so that's good. It's parametric in that sense already. So now Let me add that, and then let me do this. Okay, so the outside boundaries is good. Close. What? Sketch constraints redundant. Select that. Who is redundant? Oh. Good call, Freecad. Um, delete. Close. Okay, now my sketch is looking good. File save. Let us test it. So this is just a normal window. We would tell this sketch to be window. And what just happened? Um, the window width 60. Okay. This would be the mullion. Um, okay. Wires. These two wires, the thickness would be 60 mil, and no Z offset, no hinge, opening none. Okay. So now the next thing is I add the glass and the frame. Yeah, it's good. So the wire will be the glass wire, and then the thickness would be da-da-dum, 20 millimeters, and the Z offset will be 10. Let's go with 20 millimeters as well. No hinge opening, no. Okay, everything's good. So create. That's my glass. I'll edit you again because I did not specify here to be glass panel. Update. Close. And let me delete this. Remove. Close. Okay. So that's a large panel that I was able to make now. Bring back the roof. Okay. So now I want to be able to control I want to be able to control the mullions. So what do I do now? I let's see, go into the sketch. Is there any use in coming into the sketch? Okay, so one way could be to say um create a line sketch. Let me think about this a moment. Toggles the toolbar selection from construction mode. Let me do that. And okay, something like this. I think that's a little bit too many lines, you know, to start with. Let me be a little gentle here. Okay, so now that I have that, let's pretend that that's my grid. So the next thing, the next thing, step out of this mode. This is tedious, man. This could be one way. But let's see where this takes us to. Let's see what it means to do it. Okay. So to be able to control um so in fact this line will become the construction line. So that now I can delete this. And do that again. Okay. So now by this being the construction line, what I can do is that it can help me control um, the edges. So I'm going to take this constraint and bring it here. And not quite for these kinds of corners. So, but for the top, for example, I could use this. So I'm thinking that, for example, these two would benefit a constraint like say 60 mil, like this, but this and this would benefit a constraint of 20. of 30. But you see, this creates a lot of constraints. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna do something else. I'm gonna draw another construction line. Like this. Okay. So that's looking good. Let me handle all the corners first. Okay. So the corners are done. I keep pressing escape because I'm trying to cancel out, and so it's just a reflex, and that takes me back to it takes me back to the it exits out the sketcher workbench. Um, okay, what next? Because I'm trying to do the least amount of effort. I don't want to increase the amount of steps that you have to do. So now that the corners are under control, now I have to find a way to constrain these edges. Now, one way to do that would be to tell this guy to use this constraint as well. But that means putting too many constraints. But let's see, what if I do this? Okay, that seems to work. Like this. Alright, that works. So the corners are constrained now, except here. Okay, so that's done now. So what I want to do now is I want to give this a dimension. $60. Okay. Then I'll do the same thing here. You have to be horizontal. Constraint sketcher constraint. Okay, so that is done. Let's do the same thing in the horizontal. All right, we are almost there. Okay, so now that we have that, um, I'm gonna put a dimension here as well. $60 million. Okay. Mm-hmm. So I'll do this. No, I'll do this. Now add another small one like this. Horizontal constraint. Okay, that is looking good. So maybe I can put the dimension here as well. 30. Okay. Mm-hmm. Okay, so now what I can do is that I can select I guess this guy, equality constraint. If I select this here to here, okay, here as well. No, like that. Drag that in there like this. So it would probably be a good idea to also have this other. So this is what it takes to get all this thing under control. Um, 30. Mm-hmm. So do the same thing here as well. Okay, who does that? This would be 30. So I was trying to dodge the fact that I wanted to put some constraints, but now I find myself having to put these constraints everywhere unless there's a way to align. Oh, that means I have to create a second construction line option. Okay, so let's try that. Okay, so this is probably what I should have done, where 30. Okay, so that's maybe what I should have done. So maybe now this becomes irrelevant. Hold on, which one becomes irrelevant? And then you need the overall. So now that I do that, I can delete this one instead. Okay, so that means that now I do not need this sketch anymore. Take this out, take this out. Okay, so now what does that mean? That means that you and you, now I can do this. No, take this. Now I can do that. That's why I have the music, so that moments like this when you have to do repetitive task. But you have to do this because you want to see what it takes to do that. But obviously, you assess what parts of it is unproductive at some point if you had to keep on entertaining. Like say for example you had a skyscraper that you were designing and they had all these curtain panels and all this stuff to it. So you have to obviously you can't design each one at a time. So this is why you have to, but to understand how the program thinks, you have to do it one at a time because this allows to build an understanding of how the program is relating to all of these things. So now I realize that I probably don't need all these extension lines. So the more I do this, the more I realize that maybe I can just build my controls from here and have them just be like this. Or maybe not. Maybe I need them to be on the lengthy side. So what I'll do is this. And I'll do the same thing. So I'm just gonna delete this because the solution I have is much better. Okay, so these are going to be my new guides. Um, no. So I'm gonna just take that. Okay. Now you are tied. So this is 30M. And this is 60M. Mil. Okay. That means you. So now I can select that. And snap that with that. No. That's not what I wanted to do. I want to select this and snap this here. Select that, snap this here. Sketch constraint. It seems that I'm over constraining my guy over here. Okay, so who are you talking about? Sketch constraint. What else is going on? This constraint is too much. It's already one up there. Okay. Okay. So that's a good thing about this is that it tells you if there's a problem. So I can delete these guys because they will eventually cause me some trouble. You as well. You as well. Okay. Delete. Delete that. And delete that. Alright. Make this a bit cleaner. Okay. So this guy, I'll do the same thing. Bum. And bum. Dub. 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 Okay. Well, that's a lot of controls, man. Broken constraint here, so fix that. Bum. Bum. And put a nice dimension there. So with 30. Okay. What's going on here? Seems to me this line is not straight. Okay. Everything looks good. Now, who is this line? Okay, seems that some guys are broken here. You. Seems that this line also is not straight. Okay. 60M. And here you be 30M. Cancel that. From here to here, 30. Okay, save that. Uh, okay, so now let's look at we've got three more to go. So let's make this 30. Nope, not snapping. Select that and select that. So we're gonna go 60M. Okay, so that's that. Okay, so that's 60, 30. And 60. Okay, so put a horizontal constraint here as well. And then okay. So we are good. So we can go back to drawing our turn the constraints, the construction mode off, and delete this line. It's just floating in the air, and okay, that's good. So what I'll do is I'll also constrain this with this. And that. And do this. I wonder what this is. Not able to delete a constraint on a point with given index. Not sure what that means. Okay. What next? Our sketch is too dirty. So I'm going to constrain this with that. This with this. And this with this. Okay. This with this. And this with this. 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 And this with this. This with this. And this with this. This with this. like this and like this, and this with this, and like this. Okay, that the blue line in this corner, this with this with this. It's looking good. One last area. No, rather this with this, and this with this, and this with this. Okay. So I'm gonna move this around to test it. Let me file save it. It's working. Okay. Finish, close. Now we can assign our glass. Go to Blender. So we come to glass, edit. So what are going to be the wires that will constitute you? 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, and the mullion, edit. The mullion will be everything. Okay. Update. And close. Strange, my glass is not there. I will delete this existing glass, remove. Now add a new one, glass. control select all of them. Unfortunately, you cannot select all at once. Alright, I got everybody. Create an update element. What? This will be 20. And this will also be 20 mm. And I'll call you glass. I'm not exactly sure why it's just trying to create this one panel. Okay, let's look at the sketch again. Everything seems alright there. Let me select another glass to see what's gonna happen. Whoa. So does it want me to select one glass at a time for each one of these? That would be very interesting. So you would say edit. So you name that glass 1. Update. Okay, so you add glass 2. Wow. This is gonna be a little bit painful, you know, to do it. Some strange things happening, man. What is that? Oh, that's just the wall. Okay. Man, this is painful. So I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 more to go. This should be fun. Add. Do not select Y5. Mm. Okay, so add another one. I'm not exactly sure what the whole wire does. In the peak selected, I don't know what that does. Okay. So I was down to, this was 11. So now I'm down to 10. Add 10. down to wire 8, add glass 10, 20 mil, 20 mil, create. So glass 11, 20 mil, create. That's glass 7, glass 6, 12, 12. So this would be 20 mil, 20 mil. Update. So add wire 5, glass 13. Thickness would be 20 mil, 20 mil. Create component. Wire 3, add glass 14. Okay. And so 20 mil, 20 mil. All right. Everything is good. Okay. Wire 4. And glass 15. 20 mil, 20 mil, 20 mil. Okay. And create component. Very good. Finally. It took some years. But now we have something we can pretend to work with. Alright, so saw curtain panel. Okay, so now let's play with the controls. what I want to do now file save. Now I want to what? Let's try something. If I were to do this, mm, actually, but you must be construction line instead. Okay. Took some years, but we get there finally. So here, for example, I would like to use this to control door width, just in case I had a door. So now it allows me to control that if I wanted to put it over there. So what I can do here now is I can make all of these guys equal to each other. Okay. Okay, so do the same thing here. So this will be equal to that. I'm gonna call that door height because I can easily put any type of door there and then it would scale. Okay, so let's test our mullions. So the door height will be 2.1, and the door width would be 0.9. So everything is good. So if I were to increase the door width, for example, say I want it to be 2 meters. What if I made you 6? So 0.9. All right. So I suppose we successfully created a curtain wall. It took quite some time. Um, so I'm thinking that I'm probably going to test another, you know, probably refine this a little bit more by testing it in another time. But there you go. That's how you create a. But what would be interesting, for example, is that inside the window tool, maybe when you have the ability to edit the here where you say panel type, you could also select you could also select this type of panel. What is nesting? I'll look into that another time. But yeah, let's see what happens. Save that, and I'm going to upload that on GitHub. Let me get my smart git open. Uh, internet smart git. Okay, so I'm gonna be uploading this to this model for anyone who wants to take a look at it. while I install SmartGit. SmartGit. Oh yeah, I didn't test the length of the wall. So let's test the wall. This is our wall, this is our curtain. This is our length. Okay, let's try that. That was the whole point. So the length, let's increase that. Let's increase that even more. Okay. Now let's bring back to 10. Perfect. Now let's test the height of the wall. The height is 5. Let's go all the way to 14. Mm-hmm. Okay. Oops, something is broken. So this is where I was, but something strange just happened. Okay, something strange happened. But you get the point for now. Alright guys, I think I'll see you on to the next tutorial.